I walk around the corner to see like why she hasn't been popped in the mouth already. And she's sitting there like on her tablet, you know, watching her tablet, giving him attitude, not even making eye contact with him while she's on her electronics. And I was like, yeah, no. No. Hey guys, Mickey Morris here. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm actually going to be doing a video that I'm sure some people will find controversial. It is on parenting and the way that we choose to parent our child, but I wanted to share this because in recent videos past when I've shared you know, just little tidbits of how we raise our daughter, it has inspired some people and has connected with the way that they want to raise their kids too. So I'm hoping that more good comes out of this than negative, and I just wanted to share this with you. So as many of you know just from watching my channel, I am pregnant, like super pregnant. I'm actually 39 weeks today, and because of that, we have kind of had to really make a couple of changes in our family's structure and the way that we do things, because even though I don't have experience with more than one child yet, I know that having two kids is very different than having one. And Essence has a lot of what I call only child tendencies that are fine if you're, you know, alone and you don't have to learn how to share and you don't have to learn how to, you know, whatever. But now that there's going to be another child in the picture and a little sister at that, we really want to make sure that she was ready to kind of transition into that new phase of life. So her 5-year-old birthday came up in October, and I got all emotional because she was losing teeth, and normally we don't get her a lot of toys. At first, when we had first started kind of, you know, doing it that way, it was because I didn't have my work from home job, so we didn't have any extra money, so we just couldn't afford extra toys or a ton of gifts. But on the other hand, my husband has really come into himself and realized that he's a super minimalist, and so we really pared down on a lot of our stuff. And then I realized that I really liked that lifestyle too. And the less toys that we bought her and the less toys that she had, we realized that the more creative ways she was finding to use the toys that she currently had instead of just asking me for another one. So for example, she started building cashiers or boats, or would find ways to pretend that she was fishing, or would build little tea parties and little tea sets out of things. And she would come to me and ask me like, hey mom, do you have like maybe something in the kitchen that has a handle on it that I could use for this purpose instead of, you know, it being used for the purpose that it's normally used for. And so, you know, since this was her last birthday as an only child, and we haven't necessarily got her a ton of toys in the past, and she had very specific toys that she had asked me for this year, I decided to like go all out, and I literally bought every single toy that she asked me for, which was amazing. Like, I was so excited to like give her everything, and like, you know, as parents, like we want to give our kids like the best, right? But it kind of backfired a little bit. I give her the toys, and we opened presents at first, and she was really happy and really grateful. And, you know, I filmed her little reaction and put it on Facebook to share with all my friends. And but after the camera had turned off, she was like, well, but where's this? Like, I also wanted this. And I'm like, dude, I just spent like hundreds of dollars on new toys for you. Like, what do you mean? Like, are you not grateful for like what we gave you? And so then we took her to Sky Zone after that, which was more money, but whatever. And she had a great time doing that, but she was like complaining and whining and, you know, oh, I didn't have a long enough time to jump, and, you know, and I don't want to wait, and I don't want to wait my turn, and just being a brat. So then her dad and I took her out to dinner, and we let her choose where she wanted to go. She chose a restaurant we'd never been to before, and definitely wasn't the cheapest restaurant, but we're like, okay, whatever, like we have the money for it. So we go and we sit down, and she's like giving an attitude to the waitresses and not making eye contact with me when I'm asking her questions, and like acting like a teenager. And I had this moment of panic, like, oh my gosh, like, did she just like turn 5 and like this is it, like her sweet days are over, like I'm now stuck with like this monster like for the next 15 years or whatever. And her dad noticed that she was just being really ungrateful, and I thought maybe things would kind of change a little bit afterwards, but they didn't. They just continued to get worse. And since her birthday's in October, November's right after that, and that's when the Christmas stuff starts coming out. So they started bringing out Christmas decorations and Christmas toys, and like especially places like Costco, how they have like separate sections like filled with toys. So about middle of November, we're walking through Costco. I'm with my brother, and we are passing other shoppers, and they are, starting their Christmas shopping. So there's a lot of toys in their cart, but we weren't there for toys, so we just had food in our cart. And she starts being really rude and just making comments about how like all these other kids have more toys than I do, just like being a brat. And so I told her to knock it off, and she was like, I don't want to knock it off. And I was like, okay, do you want me to take you to the bathroom and give you a spank? And she's like, I don't care. And I was like, cool, all right. So I pulled her out of the cart, sat her in timeout, and like literally would not look at her, like would not acknowledge her existence for like 15 minutes or something. And she eventually came up to me and was like, I'm sorry, Mom, like, can I please beg forgiveness? That's what she always says to me. Can I please beg forgiveness? But I don't know, man, like there was just something about the way that she had apologized and the way that the behavior had progressed that I was like, you're not really sorry. So I told her I was gonna have to talk to her dad about, what we were gonna do as a consequence. So I go to bed that night, totally forgot to talk to my husband about it. And I wake up the next morning, and he usually wakes up before me, especially since being pregnant. Like I don't sleep at night. It's like insomnia or something. So I'm exhausted in the morning. So he gets up early, feeds her breakfast, and like does whatever he needs to do, relaxes, plays video games, does homework, whatever, and watches her while I sleep. And so I wake up, and I hear her lipping off to her dad, just being really rude. And I walk around the corner to see like why she hasn't been popped in the mouth already. And she's sitting there like on her tablet, watching her tablet, giving him attitude, not even making eye contact with him while she's on her electronics. And I was like, yeah, no. No. So I put her in timeout, pulled E-Man aside, and I was like, we need to do something about this, because I refuse to have a child that is an asshole, just point blank period. And I was like, especially with her sister coming, like I'm not gonna do that whole like, why does the baby get stuff and I don't? Why does the baby get this and I don't? Mom, why does the baby get attention and I don't? And I was like, I don't think she should get Christmas presents this year. And my husband agreed. He's like, you know what, you're right. Like she just had her birthday like a couple weeks ago, and she got all those toys, and clearly she's not grateful for them, and clearly like she thinks that it's okay to act out. So I agree. I don't think we should get her any Christmas presents. And so we sat her down and we told her, like, you know what, you're not getting Christmas presents this year. And she cried and threw a fit and whatever. And it wasn't that hard for us to make that decision, mainly because we care about our daughter's long-term behavior and like actually learning lessons, as opposed to fitting in with the social norms, or oh well, she's just a kid. Like I don't care. I don't care. You guys know I don't care. Like I don't care if she's just a child. We've been disciplining her since she was 6 months old, because that sin nature, like that desire to be bad and disobedient and rebel, it's just naturally born into people. Like that's just there as I mean, we see it all the time, like hitting, biting, kicking, screaming, throwing temper tantrums, you know, like even before they're able to speak. And, you know, you have all those people that are like, oh, they're just expressing themselves. And it's like, that's fine. She can find another way to express herself without hurting another human being or without blatantly being disrespectful. So we've never really allowed her to act however she wants. There's always been a consequence, and we're to the point now where, you know, we do spanks and timeouts and whatever else, but and for the most part, like, her getting a smack on the butt or a smack on the hand will kind of like jerk her out of it and be like, I'm sorry, you know, and she'll switch up her attitude. But when it's something that is like repetitive and it's obviously something that we didn't nip in the bud, I didn't know it was going to turn into a huge issue, but because I didn't see it happening until it was full blown into this, you know, ungrateful, just like funk, we kind of had to do something a little bit more than just slap her hand and put her in the corner. So, and we don't do Santa, so it's not like, you know, oh, like, I don't use that whole like, oh, well, you know, if you're not good, I'm gonna tell Santa. Like, no, if you're not good, I'm gonna whoop your butt and you're not getting Christmas presents. Like, we don't do that whole Santa thing anyways, so I don't really have to explain that to her. But so we sat her down and we explained to her, like, sorry kid, you're not getting Christmas presents this year. So what we decided that we were going to do instead, before you guys jumped on my throat and judged me for taking away gifts from my 5-year-old, is we decided that we were going to be giving back to people that were less fortunate than us. You know, we don't have the most by any means, but we're so blessed and we have so much more than, I would say, 90% of the world. And so there's kids out there that don't have money for Christmas presents at all. And it has nothing to do with their behavior. It has nothing to do with whether, you know, they are on discipline or on consequence like Essence was. They just can't literally afford these gifts. So we decided that we were going to take Essence shopping and she was going to pick out some toys to donate to these children. And so I put it on Facebook and asked for some different suggestions of different organizations that do things like this. And my friends on Facebook had like amazing ideas. And to be completely honest with you, like, if I wasn't 9 months pregnant and absolutely exhausted, I probably would have put a lot more energy into this and just like gone all out. But I can like barely walk without, like, literally I was walking up a slight incline the other day and I almost had a heart attack and died. So I'm just focusing on like breathing and like existing right now while building another human. But I still obviously needed to take advantage of this opportunity to teach my eldest a pretty serious lesson on gratitude. So we decided to just get some little stocking stuffers. We went to Walmart. And I asked her, I made sure that she explained to me why we were doing this, you know. And that's the thing too, is like when you're doing something like this, you have to make sure that they understand why it's being done. So I always make her repeat back to me, like, why are you in trouble? Why am I upset with you? Like, why are you getting this consequence, you know? Because sometimes she'll repeat it back to me and I'm like, okay, no, that's not why you're in trouble, and we'll have to like go over it again. But I just want to make sure that she and I are on the same page, right? So we got these little stocking stuffers. I donated them to our church that we go to, and they'll wrap them up and deliver them with, you know, some Christmas dinners to families that don't necessarily have a lot. And it was all good and fine and dandy. Essie, can you please explain to me why we're not doing Christmas presents this year?
Yes. So, my mom told me that we can't do any more Christmas presents for me because I've been bad all day and I've been screaming and having temper tantrums and I've been having attitudes and whining and screaming and telling you no and throwing myself all over the place and I've been disobedient. So that's why we decided from me to other people. And also we're gonna go all over the world to hop from store to store to buy toys for other kids, because do you know why? because kids are poor and they don't have anything and they don't have parents and they don't have any money to cause on anything. So we're learning how to be grateful first before we get more toys for all of the people that we know and that we don't know.
Yeah.
Because before we get new presents, we have to learn how to be grateful for what we have. So that when we make things, we tell our moms that when we're good and we're making things that we want to make, we can tell them, oh, I'm making this for you. Oh, I'm making this for you. Like, Dad, I made this for you. Like, whenever when you make something, you tell your parent if it's time yet. Because sometimes when you're a little bit sad, you have to change that attitude and you have to like tell your parents that you're sorry and that you have to forgive yourself for what you're doing.
Yeah.
And like whenever when there's something reaching you have to stop it. You really have to stop it. Sometimes I know it's not fair when your parents tell you no to something that you really like, but you have to not sometimes parents don't have the money for everything you want.
Right. And so you just need to say thank you for the things that you have and not continue to ask for more and more and more.
Yeah, because when you ask for more and more and more, the answer is always going to be no, because like you know that your parents love you, but as they love you, they have to discipline you so that you're safe and that like they're trying to like make you feel happy for the things that you have already. And
yes.
And you're still, and like some people know how to act, like some people know how to be nice to each other and be like respectful, but some kids know how to be disrespectful and change their happiness to attitudes.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I'm really proud of you for learning the lesson that we were trying to teach you.
Yeah, because I really love God and I know how to behave.
I know you love God. He loves you too. So then, as I was sitting there, the idea came to my mind that, and she doesn't know this, she still thinks she's not getting anything, that maybe I could get her one gift. Nothing huge, nothing super expensive, nothing, over the top, but just one gift, to wrap up and put under the tree to surprise her with on Christmas morning. Because, when I was thinking about it, yes, we teach her the lesson of gratitude. We teach her the lesson that, you are blessed, that you have way more than 90% of the world. Like, you are a very lucky, blessed little girl. You're very well taken care of. You're very fortunate. And a lot of other kids don't have half the stuff that you have. And so I was thinking about it, but I also wanted to add another lesson in there, especially since we really focus on keeping Christmas about Jesus, and what we normally do is like we'll bake him like a little cake and sing happy birthday to him, just actions that are celebrating the true meaning of Christmas. And so I wanted to kind of keep it in that same field with the lessons. And I decided, really thinking about it, how many times do I, as, a child of God, fail God daily? How many times do I act ungrateful for the things he gives me? I mean, how many times do we pray for something and it's like, thanks Lord, next, like, what else do you have for me, or oh, that wasn't big enough, or, thanks for answering only part of my prayer, but where's the rest of it? We're very ungrateful, just, I think, generally as a human population. And so God's still patient with us, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't take back salvation. He doesn't take back his promises. He doesn't take back the mercy that he extends to us, and he continues to forgive us over and over and over and over again. And really, when you sit there and you really think about how much he really has blessed you, even though you're really not the best person, and you probably are not living your life 100% correctly, it's kind of overwhelming, and so I wanted to kind of give her a tangible example of that. So she doesn't know this yet, but we did order a gift for her that we will be wrapping up and putting under the tree, so that when she wakes up you know, she has something and we can sit down with her and explain to her, like, no, you don't deserve this. You know, you did not act appropriately to get this. There's nothing that you did to earn this at all. And to be completely honest with you, if you were getting what you deserved, you would be getting absolutely nothing and you would probably still be on punishment. But we forgive you and God forgives you, and this is a picture of what he does for us. So that's what we're going to do this year. I'm filming a little Christmas vlog, and I'll definitely put her reaction to the gift at the end of that, so definitely stay tuned. And who knows, if I go into labor any day now, and you know, you might see the baby in the next vlog, you know, if she's already here with us. So stay tuned. Definitely don't forget to subscribe and leave some love on this video. And if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all, I guess, right? So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time on our next vlog. Okay, bye.